Ta-da. All right, everyone watching. Thank you for coming, and of course, thank you for watching Black of Fire Network with me, Africa, Busy, and of course, um, Jiman Kondo. I can see your comments dropping through. And of course, you've been here before I did, but yes, thank you very much for coming. And I should say a happy new year. I don't know if we celebrate the new year because this is the crackers calendar, but of course, now what? I mean, it's 2021, when we are celebrating New Year's Eve of 2020, everyone was like so crazy about it all, but it ended when it's not 2020, it was something else. But I hope that our sisters bless us this time around. Let's see how Black people are gonna grow, and let's hope our ancestors have put it right hand in this year that everything should really be right. And I really hope that you're all happy and you're living at the greatest point of your life today. And of course, I want to thank you for coming and watching Black Hot Fan Network, and of course, liking Mpezi Moray. And I want you to know that, yeah, of course, I love you back. Thank you very much for coming. And of course, today we're going to talk about the vaccine, that's COVID-19 vaccine. And the Ugandan government actually has agreed that it's going to vaccinate 9 million Ugandans. That, of course, 60% of the Uganda's population. Now, this is not only about Uganda, but also we've seen this happen in Kenya. And of course, President Uhuru also agrees that he is going to vaccinate at least 30% of the Kenyan population. And we are seeing a lot of African presidents coming up to agree on the vaccination. And of course, the main people they are going to vaccinate, the number one priority is going to go down to the doctors and all the healthy workers and also the soldiers and other government officials. They have not yet targeted the local people, of course, which is great a little bit to us, but we don't know how much it's going to affect my network, but I pray that it does not interfere with today's discussion now. But before I still flow, you know how I do it. I still want to see whoever is watching me. Please say hi to me. Let me know who is watching, and of course, uh, I shout out my love all to everyone watching, of course. And please drop your comment. Say hi to me at the time, or and of course. Uh, I can tell I've been watched by almost five people. Well, of course, it has been something like it's coming to a week or 1 week and a half that we've not been coming live here, but I'm so very excited that to have you guys. Of course, the kind of Jiman Kondo dinner, my queen sister, and Nisha Panda, and oh god, okay, general. I'm trying to, like I have a lot of people who do really, and of course, I gotta have this other new friend, Washington, and please say hi to me. Let me know who's watching, and so I can reach my communication just to you. And of course, meanwhile, let me continue with this. We've seen a lot of African presidents coming out to agree with the big cheese, big cheese. Yes, cheese, my brother. Hi, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, loving my shows. I love you and thank you. And of course, we are talking about the government agreeing the COVID-19 vaccine, not only in Uganda but also in most countries in Africa. We've seen Kenya coming out, Jomo Uhuru coming out, and of course, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and the Ministry of Health here in Uganda agreeing to the COVID-19 vaccine. We've also seen the claims in Nigeria where they're saying there is another new type of COVID-19 hitting Nigeria. So this whole thing, Africa is taking another turn about COVID-19, and now it's a little bit very scary, more especially when the presidents do assign for this vaccination. But I'd say it's still on a greater note that the healthy the Minister of Health here in Uganda was like, they're not going to force a vaccination on the people. Of course, those who are going to agree for the vaccinations are the ones who are going to be vaccinated. But we don't know how it's going to go yet. But at least for the 9 million people, those I mean, they have said those who will agree to be vaccinated will be vaccinated, and those who will disagree, of course, yeah, it's not going to be forced on them. Of course, I can see Kevin Cower said, yes, but still, thank you very much for coming. And I'm so like in the black of my network. I'm trying to look at somebody who's looking at me. So yeah, of course, I like it when you say hi to me. Just I just want to know who's watching because it's always a pleasure. I know I may not know y'all physically, but I always have you at heart because I always know somebody's there. I know so and so. I know your names are always linger in my mind. It's like you're part of me, and it's like you're part. This whole shit is real. I mean, whatever. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and of course, I can't wait to see a highlight on my sisters and of course my brothers. It's always my pleasure to see the queens. I mean, all the queens having in such kind of discussion. That means, in Africa, they say that educate a mother and educate a nation. So that's an African proverb, and everyone feels like when a mom is wise, of course they're gonna have a very wise family. So of course it's always my pleasure to have queens, and unfortunately when it comes to Black Open Water, sometimes the guys are taking the lead, the kings are taking the lead. But where I want to now, the queens out there watching, please say hi to me. Let me know who is with me, and let's see how we are rocking this thing tonight. And of course, we are going to be tackling a whole lot of things. Not going to be only about COVID, but still the major issue is going to be about COVID, because I mean, COVID is everything today nowadays. And of course, Landa says, what's up, Maria? How you doing? Sis, I'm doing so great, my brother. I'm doing so fine and so super excited to have you here tonight, Lando. It has been quite a long time. Should I say Happy New Year? You guys, do you celebrate New Year's Eve? And of course, you can comment and tell me what you think about New Year's Eve. And I mean, according to you, you'll still follow the crackers calendar, of course. Now, this is 2021, and after the birth of Jesus, we can do this. And I know we're not going to talk about Jesus today before we get distracted. But of course, you can still comment and tell me what you feel about New Year's Eve. Do you celebrate New Year's? I'm a Kwanzaa. I'm sure you've ever heard of Kwanzaa. And yeah, but of course, as we leave those comments, because we're going to be tackling here and there, in our language, they say kasavu kanyama. That means beef and I don't know, beef and fats. What fats? Beef and fats, whatever it is. So we're gonna be tackling one there and here, of course. So, but of course, like I said before, that the vaccination of COVID-19 has been put in place in most of at least African countries. For those who do not have the money to pay for the vaccine, they are at least in plan. Okay, we've seen now like Kenya coming out. They're also planning to vaccinate 30% of the Kenyan people, and of course those are going to be the soldiers, the medical personnel, the army, the police, and the same applies to Uganda. And Uganda is going to vaccinate 60%. 6% of its people. Now we've seen a whole lot of people. Now, of course, coming out to disagree with this, but Uganda's government says that they are not going to force it on people. So if you feel like you don't want to be vaccinated, they will not vaccinate you. But of course, they do change, so we cannot trust the government here. But of course, now Lando says now he does not acknowledge those things at all. Yes, I felt as much. I felt as much. But wow, um, yeah, yeah, but now the crackers calendar is what we are following. So majority, even though we don't believe, but we just have to go in like you understand. Now Kevin says that how has the pandemic affected Africa? It has so very much greatly affected Africa in very many ways. I mean, the schools, people close schools, businesses are not the same, and of course, we do not, hold social activities. Africa is a social community. We just like deal together. We just have like this togetherness throughout the whole day, throughout the year, 24/7. We are like social people now. This whole thing is breaking up. Families, starting from families at outside the communities. COVID-19 has really been of the great um, it has caused a great effect on the African people. Like I said, for starting from families to the community out there. Now, people I mean, Africans live like in extended families. Their families are a little bit large, you understand, and they do visit a lot. You understand? So, like, like during the holidays, of course, they have to go to the villages that's up country to visit their great grannies and the other families, which has been prohibited by the government. Visiting now this summer, and when it came to Christmas Eve, I guess people did not even visit because now the transport has to increase like three times the price. So you could see that the government is trying so hard to make it hard for the people to connect physically. I mean, you understand. So, but our prayers and you are stay safe. Okay, I'm reading Kevin. Yeah, we shall stay safe by God's grace. Now, Lando, it says African New Year is the harvest, the springtime. Okay, okay. Of course, now the harvest time. The harvest time is when the cycle of yeah. I always said this. The harvest time is the cycle of the year in Africa. When we do plant, we clear the farms, we do this whole things. Now, when we are harvesting, that means you're removing the yield, and of course, it's always a celebration, like sharing what you had in the farm and your habits and everything. It's always a month of abundance in Africa, and of course, that is a new year. Lando, thank you very much, and I'm so super glad that you really know this. And of course, Light Bearer says, "Hi, sister. That's awful. People going to die. People going to die for sure. People going to die for sure. Now the problem in Africa is like whenever they are put on order, they're going to be arresting people who are coming out to disagree with the COVID-19 vaccine. Of course, those who are going to be preaching about the truth, they're going to be arrested. They're saying that they're driving people astray, and then people will they're giving people misinformation. I remember I usually do post this on my Facebook page, and Facebook comes out and says that false information, and they want to block me. You understand? But this is happening like here. You just don't come out in a broad daylight and you're like trying to educate people about this vaccination. Of course, they'll put their restriction, and people coming out disturbing, but yeah. So all the media houses and the media platforms here are coming out to agree, and it's like everyone is so and patiently waiting for the COVID-19 vaccine. But of course, I also believe there are few people out there who also do not agree with this vaccination. Like an African proverb says that there is no white man for a black man. Of course, so now those who know, and those who don't, then our ancestors should really help us. We've seen that they are going to first vaccinate the doctors and the forces, the military forces. Well, I guess we should see how it goes down to these other local people. But of course, when it comes to military forces, of course, command is command. I guess that's their code of conduct. You have to obey command, no matter what. I don't know how the military command is, but one thing I know that they do very much obey in command. But for that, let me read the comments. Lando says African New Year is Yeah, I read that before. Now, light bearer says, "Hi, sister. That's awful. People gonna die. Yeah, it's getting crazy. People gonna die for sure." Light bearer, thank you very much for coming. Lando, thank you very much for coming. And of course, please, those who are not commenting yet, just say hi to me. It doesn't matter. You don't need to say anything if you don't have the time, because the server might sure know that you guys have a very huge time difference with me. So you may be at work when you're listening in, when you're watching. But so please say hi to me. Let me know you. Let me know your name so that next time I'll be looking for you. I'll be chasing your words. You have to come here and watch me. But of course, and I'm waiting to see the ladies also saying hi to me. But we've seen Africa. Africa is a very kind of weird place, when something comes, more especially when it comes from a white person, they do really agree with it so very, very, quick, compared to other black people. But we've seen this whole thing happen now. I think the presidents feel like they want votes, so they want the people to know that they do really care. I don't know whether it's a game that they're trying to play, that they know this is not right, because we saw countries like Madagascar coming out with the a COVID-19 hub. I've not seen the World Health Organization coming out to talk about this hub that Madagascar made. Maybe they have not signed it to be, helpful. So this whole thing is very, very confusing. They really, and again, we've seen China coming out to say that it's going to give aid to Africa. It's going to give aid to Kenya. Of course, Kenya could not afford the vaccine, and then China comes out and says it's going to give the vaccine to Kenya. And you understand what China is doing to Africa nowadays. And of course, before that, Liberia, how would the government allow that? What if they were taken over their countries? Well, Liberia, that's a very question I'm also asking myself. How would the government allow that? But does the government really care? We've seen African governments sellouts. I mean, they've sold us deep. You understand? And Kevin says that is fun of me. Thank you very much, Kevin. Thank you so very very much. We've also seen in countries like Nigeria, where the Minister of Health came out and said that Nigeria has been struck by yet another COVID-19, type. The intact thing. So this is another type of, I don't know how it's doing shit like that, but it's happening in Nigeria now. The restriction and the curfews and the lockdowns have increased to another level. My network is, well, I'm back. So I think it's gonna be back and forth. But that's what is happening. And of course, you can still comment down and tell me what you think about the COVID-19 vaccine. I mean, we've been talking about this through our Black of our network. I mean, but this is the talk everywhere. COVID-19. I mean, what people think now, I don't know. Of course, they say that they're also going to vaccinate the elderly people. And when we are looking at the statistics of COVID-19 patients, likely they call them patients. Here in Uganda, we've seen it has really affected mostly people from 50 to, I mean, for 65 to 80 plus. Okay, those ones have been so greatly affected. And then we've seen those from 40 to 50. We've not seen teenagers yet. We've not seen teenagers. We've not seen the 20s. We've not seen the youth actually. And the young people having the COVID-19. But when you look at the cycle, before we had something they used to call in our local language. Now this is gonna be fine. I'm gonna sound it worse, but um they call it a Rubia mirror. So I don't know, they always say I don't sound things locally, but I'll try to do that. They call it Rubia mirror. So Rubia mirror means it's a Bantu word. Rubia mirror is a Bantu, comes from Rubiam, like sleeping, like, kind of thing. So Rubiamira is a Bantu word, like meaning like, something that sleep. I don't know how to explain this in English. I'm not gonna translate that in English, but well, I will explain. It was like a sickness that used to affect the elderly people in Africa. So it was like flu. It was like flu, it was like cold, and it was killing more especially elderly people. It could affect their lungs, and then stop breathing at some point, and then it could be like flu. It could bring them some chest congestion and all that. It was usually affecting those elderlies in Africa, so they could call that Riamira. You understand? So in most times they could try so hard to keep the elderlies warm, and that's why there is they keep them warm under some burning fire and all that thing during that time. So at some point I feel like this could be the Riamira thing coming out. I don't know, whatever. But of course, COVID, flu, call, whatever it is. If I told COVID is COVID, well, most people do disagree with the COVID. Now, Kevin says that he's scared of the vaccine. Like Vera says, allergies. All right. Now, of course, I am scared of the vaccine. To be honest, to be honest. Because I don't know what they're trying to do to me. I don't know what they're trying to do to us, but something is just definitely not right. And then after everything, now China, I don't know. China is not giving the records of its people who are suffering from COVID-19. It has kept quiet about it. It like wants to show the world there is no COVID-19 in China. So, but now they're coming out, stepping out in Africa. They want to give us a vaccine. Yet, actually, people are still dying in China. Now, we saw some Africans in China being killed, being beaten. Mosquitoes are throwing about me. Oh, it's. So, we saw some Africans in China being killed, being beaten. We saw some Africans being mistreated in China during the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. But now, instead of China taking care of the Africans in China and whatever bullshit they're doing, they are now coming to Africa that they want to help us, give us free vaccines. Maybe they're going to loan it out to the government, like they're trying to do with Kenya, of course. And I don't know, Kenya has not agreed yet, but of course they have brought proposals, and I know they're going to agree to it. You understand? But now you want to pretend like they do love us, yet Africans who are in China are being mistreated, are being held responsible of COVID-19. I saw a video. They were telling them that they brought COVID-19 to China. You understand? But now they are not. The government of China does not really care about them. Yeah, it's coming down to Africa that it wants to help Africans in the fight of COVID-19. Now it also beats my imagination as to why China no longer registers. It does not register the death of COVID-19 rates, and it does not give us updates about its COVID-19 shit. It like wants us to believe that, there is no COVID-19 in China. You understand? But well, Mr. Truth, thank you very much for coming. He says that let them test their own people fast. Of course, you understand. Of course. I don't know why African presidents are so very much rushing into this thing. I mean, we have not even seen the impact of the vaccination. We have not seen it come out, but the African presidents are so very much rushing in it. Brian Scott, what are you saying? You're very much welcome back on Fire Noah. What's that tank for? Okay, anyway, thank you for coming and everybody watching. Thank you for coming on Black Fire Network. It's me, Maria and Penzua Africa, and of course, I'm breaking the matrix here of Black Fire Network. Keith's phone is dead. I guess that's why he can't be here with us, but I'm so very much sure that it's coming. It's gonna be with you, and soon. Maybe I will have left here. And of course, we are talking about the COVID-19 vaccine, and Uganda are going to vaccinate 9 million people. That's 60% of Uganda's population. And of course, Kenya coming out and agreeing that it's going to vaccinate 30% of Kenya's population. And of course, Nigeria claiming that they have a new outbreak of the pandemic. Africa has gotten to another level of this whole thing. And I think we are exaggerating about it all. Brian says that he's checking, just checking in with you, Maria. Good to see you. Thank you so very much. And so also super excited to see you, Scott. You're very much welcome. Thank you for checking on me. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. But we say we do not celebrate this new year. Rather, it's a harvest year. But wait. No, 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 no. Speaking about harvest, Land, I think you're the one who was saying. What did you think harvest don't you think harvest should be the last the last month of the year, like in December, this January could be I don't think January is a harvest year. Well, I don't. Okay, no. Maybe it's still the same, period. But I don't think so because now, right now, maybe people are preparing their land. They're preparing their land for all that process that leads them to the harvest. Okay. But we are not talking about that today, of course. I just remembered that. Uh, hmm. Kevin said that he prays for the motherland. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. We pray for you too, our brothers in diaspora. We really do pray for you too. And of course, and of course, I know some of you are really praying for us. Apart from these are the sellouts that are living with us that want to kill us with their vaccination. You see. Light to bear says spring is back, happy. Network. But anyway, so we are gonna talk about that next time about this harvest, these months of the year and what have you. But of course, now we've seen back. I don't want to be driven away from my. God, now this is very interesting. It's very good to learn about this whole Africanism thing. But light bearer is here trying to enlighten me just the way you are light. You're giving me some light about the harvest thing. Yeah, I feel like this whole New Year's doing Christmas, I'm an Easter's one as a man. God, I'm sorry now. I'm speaking Swahili. They say this Easter nini nini uh Easter. Ah, God, I don't know these pagan days now. General Mosquito, hello. No, this is a white hello. I'll say okay. I think it's the African hello. But yes, General Mosquito, hello. How you doing? It has been long. Let's say that around October is our harvest for. That's it. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Harvest around October. No, no, is it October? October, November? Does it go how many months? Like 3 months? I think just during that time, I think, but not January. Now, mosquito says that no vaccine. Okay, no vaccine for you. Yeah, now the great thing is I think since I there would be some good chance for most people who are informed about the vaccination that because most African countries cannot afford it, and of course the population in Africa is very super huge. So it's like the presidents are coming out to say that whoever does not agree with the vaccination, it's okay. You understand? Because first of all, we cannot afford to vaccinate like all of you. So those who are willing, we shall vaccinate them. I mean, so that we don't leave them complaining. So I feel like it's advantage. I was always praying for my ancestors to guide me through this thing, and I'm now seeing some answers. But of course, we do not trust these guys. They just like the cloak. So you understand. So they may even disagree. They may say that we are not going to be vaccinated because we don't, and then at the end of it all, the crackers pump them and they will come out to to vaccinate us by force. But meanwhile, that's the great news, and of course, because they cannot afford vaccinating almost everyone, so they are giving us chance to to agree on being vaccinated or not. So those who will say yes to the vaccination, of course, are going to be vaccinated, and those who will say no, they are not. They are going to be kept away. The problem is going to be that I think they are going to put some critical conditions. For example, they may say that if you're not vaccinated, you're not gonna attend school. If you're not vaccinated, you're not gonna come to this supermarket. If you're not vaccinated, you're not gonna do this. So I feel like they're gonna put those harsh conditions that are gonna push people to get vaccinated. But what do you think that African people should do? Now, please, you can drop down your comment if that happens to Africa. Now, you can be like telling me what to do, okay? Now tell me if they like say you will not go to this store because you don't have a vaccination report, or you are not going to come to the school because you don't have a vaccination report. They try to restrict us. What do you think people should do about it? Because I mean, when I think about this whole thing, I'm like, damn, what are we gonna do? You understand? Because of course, we are not gonna say that you're gonna keep your food for a long time in the store. Of course, you will need to go to the store someday. So I feel like this whole people. But before that, before you drop your comments, let me read. Let me read the comments that I hear. Okay, it's now Lato still talking about. Uh, they have it, Mr. Schultz, they have made the African the face of the COVID. Now you can say that again, my brother. The truth just said it. I mean, we are not saying that African people are not dying at a high rate, yet people are not dying at a high rate, yet they're trying to show like, eh, they still want to reach their target. They thought this whole COVID-19 was made for us. Actually, it was made for Africa. But you don't play with the ancestors, they don't sleep no more nowadays. So, I mean, so after the thing turning against them, now they still want to push us ahead of this whole thing. Okay, they just want. Why do they really want to give us this vaccination? Besides, yeah, I mean, their countries have not yet gotten the vaccination complete, and they still want to sell this out to Africans because. But before that, let me read the comments. Yeah, Mr. Truth said they have made the African the face of the COVID. General Mosquito says that vaccinate the they have access. Okay, okay. And of course, here in the States, all of the commercials has African Americans on them. You see, that's something. With media, they come out to, they feel like when we see our brother being vaccinated, more especially the celebrities, and of course we're gonna say, okay, now if so and so has been vaccinated, how about me? Africans will have a problem of looking down on ourselves. Of course, we think maybe something is great, other people are so very much greater than us, and they know how naive our minds are. And now, of course, they use those huge prominent people, same here in Africa, so that everyone should watch and be like, okay, if so and so has been vaccinated, how about me? You see, it's kind of funny, you know. So Mosquito says that it will force us to be more creative and return back to nature. Could be true. That could be true. Thank you very much, General Mosquito, for that. And of course, my brother, Mr. Truth. Oh God, I will be the the Tashkent experiment over again. Tashkent. All right, all right. They wanna twist that DNA. Ah, yeah. By the way, I saw a video. I tried to post this video, but again, Facebook was against it. They were trying to, and of course, the very product of COVID-19 vaccine, the very product, is the one they are bringing here in Uganda. So I read about this video where this man was saying that there is a DNA, in the vaccine. So it's like they want to twist our DNA just true, like General Mosquito is saying. They want to twist our DNA. Like I always tell my brothers, probably they want to have Africa. Like I always say that Africa is deep rooted into Mother Earth. And of course, they don't know how far they're going to run away from the center of the earth. And then they feel like Africa is just there, constant. Africa is not going nowhere. And they feel like maybe they want to wipe us out, or so that they can have Africa, so that they can have us, which is so very weird. They just don't know how Africans survive in Africa. This land was made for black people. There is no way they can change this. I mean, it was made for the black people, just black people, because so I feel like their greed and their love for wanting to take like Africa and everything about black people is causing them to do a lot of stupid and weird things that may end up affecting the entire world. You understand? Now, but well, Landa says that the European is your enemy. Why will any African take a vaccine from the perpetrators of the crime, COVID-19? Wake up, Africa. Like I told you before, my phone has that this Samsung shit phone. It has that pink line in it. Sometimes I don't see those other words. I mean, so but I see that the perpetrators of the crime called COVID-19. Now you see, like, of course, we even have a proverb in Africa that says that, good. So there is that proverb that says there's no white man for a black man. So you understand? It is here in Africa. So of course, there's no white man for black men. So I don't know what makes people believe. And the next thing you're going to see that the COVID-19 vaccine was invented by a black man just because they want us black people to embrace it. Well, I'm waiting for that because I know it's gonna come. Monique, thank you very much for coming, my sister. Greetings, dear. Yes, now we have another lady in the house. Of course, Monique, karibu, karibu, karibu. You're very much welcome, Queen. Of course, you're talking about COVID-19 vaccine, and Uganda is going to vaccinate, of course, not million people. Of course, that's 60% of the Uganda's population. And of course, Kenya is also coming out to vaccinate its people, but Kenya says they do not have the money to buy other vaccinations, so they're going to vaccinate 30% of its people. And of course, China also coming out to say that it's going to aid Africa in giving it a COVID-19 vaccine. I don't know if it's going to loan it or it's going to give it out for free. You see now, so we are still asking ourselves why, if they are not taking care of the Africans in China, now they want to take care of the Africans in Africa. Crazy shit happening down here. But of course, Monique, I'm so very much super excited to see it. Always warms my soul and my spirit when I see a black mama coming out in this kind of dialogues. In Africa, we have a proverb that says, educate a mother, educate a nation. That's why I'm always so very. No. I'm not saying that I don't like the Kings. I do, of course. I do. But you guys are taking this whole thing. So when I see a queen, I'm like so very much wow. I know you guys are always here. So Monique, of course, you're always here too. Of course. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. And like I said before, people watching me, please do comment. Let me know who you are. Let me know who's watching me so that I can look for you when you're not here someday. I'm but of course, now you're talking about the COVID-19 vaccine. COVID has been the talk of everything. Has been that talk in Africa day and night. Wash your hands, sanitize, wear your mask, keep social distance, stay home, and don't go out in the crowd. Go to the hospital if you see any symptom of sneezing, flu, cold, joint pain, blah blah. The radios and the media running this whole throughout. Even the little kids can sing this whole thing. It's very funny. They sing this whole thing here in Africa. Even the little children will be singing this. So it's like COVID-19 is part of Africa right now. It's part of us. Because when the child will be saying these whole things, wash your hands. They know even how to sing the symptoms, just like the way we used to do with the killer disease. Oh God, Africa. You have suffered. Huh? Africa has suffered. Ooh, Angela Davis says that this is his first time watching. Angela, please, thank you for coming. This is Blackout Fire Network, and we love you. Thank you for joining the Black People's community here on YouTube. This is a channel where you get uncut, undiluted, unfiltered information. We don't filter nothing here. Please, thank you very much for coming. Of course, it is me, Maria Penzua, Africa, and we are talking about COVID-19 vaccine. Africa is growing to being vaccinated, and of course, Ugandan government has come out to say that it's going to vaccinate 9% of 9 million people. And of course, the people who are going to be vaccinated majorly are going to be military people, the police organization, the police officers, the medical personnel, and of course, these are the people who are so much close in contact with COVID-19. So that's why the same thing applies to, Kenya. And you can see the African president actually are coming out to agree to this. I don't know who is piercing them asses behind, but well, for some time back, I had like the president of Uganda was not agreeing to the vaccination. He even said, I'm not going to agree to the white man's vaccination. Now, today, he has surrendered. I don't know the powers. I don't know who is pushing him to do this, but yes, he has. And then here in Africa, you are not allowed to talk about COVID-19 like it's not real, like it's a scam, like, hey, please, let's just stay home. So, I mean, high frequency says that the leadership is not tired of selling out the people. Shame. Of course. Now, talking about selling, this all started a long time before now. We've seen a lot of greedy, stupid, there's some words I don't like using, there's some words I don't like using, but of course, some greedy, selfish. I don't want to use those other things or whatever ugly thing I call them. We've seen this happen way even back, even when they betrayed their own people to sell them into slavery. This whole thing, some African people are so cast, and these are the people now who are taking lead. Of course, their lineage is cast. They're still having that blood of doing that bullshit. They want to keep on doing what they did before till today. They keep on selling us, and selling us all the time because, I mean, this was a cast that they carry on them heads. You understand? So if you look at a brother who's trying to do some shit, just know that you say you are holding your ancestors' cast on your head because you did some bullshit before now. It's the blood is still on your head, that you're still gonna do the shit till you enter the grave, and of course you're never gonna come back. You think those people who do bad things are gonna come back? No, no, no. There is no second chance for them. I feel like so. Well, we are not talking about the Bible, of course. I'm talking about my own beliefs and my own ancestral beliefs, because we do believe that we reincarnate. So these kind of people can never do that. And what about before that? I've read the comments. Frequency, of course, he said that he's so wondering. People still selling them out. And of course, General Mosquito says, welcomes you, Angela. That's General Mosquito. Of course, guys, you welcome Angela Davis. This is how fast you're a lady. Okay, you're cool. This old Davis thing in Africa. Davis is a man, embracing this cracker's name. So we don't know, but well, Angela is a lady's name. Davis is there. Well, Angela, please, you're very much welcome. Please, guys, say hi to Angela and welcome her on Black or Final. She says that this is our first time watch. We love you. Thank you very much for coming. Here, you get uncut, undiluted, unfiltered, unapologetic information about Black people. We do not negotiate who we are, of course, here, and we do not apologize whatsoever. Hey, Jeremiah, so okay, now you guys watching on the bigger channel. Woo! I'm seeing Mr. What is that? Mr. Pirate Brain. Oh God, you guys have names. I'm not a Mzungu. You're gonna make me sound these weird things. Ah, Angela says that she's a shy lady. I'm shy. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm also shy. Just don't mind this, guys. Angela, I'm as shy as you are. I'm very shy too. But anyway, let's be here. Angela says that she's a very shy person. But of course, thank you for coming. Let me still read the comments. Lando says that Africa is the chain and the European is the hyena. Is the chain what? You don't have these big lights. I can read through this. Let me first I can so I can see the pier here. Okay, is the chained lion and the European is the hyena. As you know, okay, as you know, the lion hates the hyena and will want on one side. That should be our relationship with the European. Now, what you think? You think Africans in Africa know that? A few of them do. Because I always tell you, you come to Africa when you're black, you're a person. Well, because you just have the skin like theirs. I mean, because you look like them, I mean, you be like their person. Nobody's gonna say, "Hey, bro, welcome," and blah blah. But let them see I'm Zungu. Man, everyone be creating way for this goddamn cracker here. Hmm. Some that said they missed me. I'll be out. Keith had given us a break. My other brothers were not here, so Keith said, "Maria, you rest a bit until we're back." The Kenyan guys were not here, so he was like, "Well, you want you to rest, of course, but I'm back." I'm back. I missed you too. Stop down now. I missed you for sure, guys. I'm so very much excited to see you. You just. We say we are not going to talk about 2021. Like we say, we do not follow the calendar, but of course, I'm so very much super excited. I was still saying 2021, but because this is the cracker things, it's not good to say them, but it eases our communication. But well, no, I did not go to the village. General Mosquito said that she went to the village with the spite. What are you saying? No, no, I didn't go to the village. I was here. Yeah, ma'am, I was here. I did not go to the village. People went to the village to celebrate Christmas and the New Year's Eve. I was here, honestly. And when I wanted to come live, a kid told me he was not using the StreamYard thing, so there is no way I could, but I could just watch back. So that is why. So that's why I was not coming live. But well, it's all okay. I'm here now. And of course, we are talking about this COVID-19 vaccination. And then I looked at my brother trying to, wonder. He was so very surprised at the rate at which Africans are selling out their fellow African, of course, betraying us. And I was like saying, when you go spiritually, you will realize that these other people carry a curse on them. There's something funny about curses. They do when if you want them to stop, they do still continue, and that's the funniest thing. Even if they do hurt other innocent people, of course. Now these are people who betrayed us from Genesis, so they come from the lineage of betrayers. So greedy bullshit people who just do not think about other people. Mosquito says that he was joking. It's okay. I know. I wasn't even thinking about that right now. Come on. Let that go. I know you were joking, of course, of course, of course. So don't think about it that whatever. But anyway, it's cool. It's cool with me. Whatever it is. But I did not go to the village with anybody. Besides, I'm very far. I'm not in Kenya. But yeah. So of course, I like brother kids stay away from that vaccine. The vaccine for sure. I'm not gonna get vaccinated. Hell no. And the greatest thing. Oh God, my ancestors have been so grateful. The funniest thing is that I was always like, how am I going to talk to my mom about this? But you know what? My mom is the first person who is saying, like, there's no way they're going to vaccinate my family. I'm not going to run my family to be vaccinated. And I'm so glad about it. My mom is my weakest part. She's that weakest point of me. So, you know, but she says she's not gonna get vaccinated. I feel like I'm so free to disagree 100%, to stand and say I'm not going to be vaccinated no matter what. And of course, she's not going to agree to that. So she also saw what's going on, and I so very much believe that very many Africans also are coming out to disagree with this vaccination after seeing that nurse faint on TV. So social medias and of course radios and TVs came out to talk about this very incident. And some other Africans are still asking themselves that if the vaccination is good for their health or not. And they're asking to see the restriction of course vaccinating themselves. And of course, now please, uh, okay, drop your comments and tell me what you think and what you feel about the vaccination. But I still pose the question. I say that we may refuse to be vaccinated, which I do agree with 100%. But what if they put restrictions of do not go to this store without the vaccination report? Do not go to a certain this kind of place without vaccination report. What are black people going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to store your food in your house forever? What are you going to do? I mean, this now should be the topic. This now should be something we are planning to do. This now should be something in our minds that we are trying to fight the vaccination. Okay, everyone is saying that we are woke. Everyone's saying that we are conscious. Everyone's saying we know them hunting us. They want to kill us. They want to change our DNA. Yes, they do. But what are we going to do? Okay, if we say no, what if they put those restrictions? You're not coming to the store, you're not coming at your place of work without the vaccination report, you're not going to do this. What are we going to do? Now please drop your comment and tell me what you think we should do to avoid this whole thing. Of course, if they say don't go to the store, what are we going to do? If they say you're not coming to work, what are we going to do? If they say you're not going to do this, do that because you don't have a vaccination report, what are we going to do? I believe that as much as we are thinking about saying no to the vaccine, saying no to the COVID-19 vaccine, we should also have plans. Because, of course, you know that these people always have plans for us. They want to push us to the walls, not until we agree to their vaccination. But what are we going to do? This is what we're going to talk about, of course. What are we going to do as black people after they push us to the walls? Okay, because of course you have to go to the store because you need the food, and you have to go to work because you need that job. You need that job, you need that money to survive. I mean, so what are we gonna do like black people? You understand? It's not all about do not say no to vaccine, say no to the vaccination, say no to whatever it is. What are we gonna do if they put the restriction? Of course, and I'm very 100% sure they're going to put those restrictions because, of course, they want us to be vaccinated. So they're going to find all way possible, all means possible to stop us from accessing that, and we're going to be vaccinated willingly if we do not plan right, if we do not put set out, if we do not lay our plans right. We are going to be vaccinated because we're going to be thinking about, okay, I'm going to die of hunger because I don't have food, I've run out of food in the store. Or are we going to have some Africans who are going to sacrifice themselves to go out there, get this goddamn vaccine and supply? Now I'm trying to think. Okay. Are we going to have those Africans who are going to say, okay, I'm going to be vaccinated for my family? Okay, if like I'm having a family of like 20 or 15 people, I'm gonna be vaccinated and let you the 14 stay safe. I'm gonna be going to the store and buying this whole food just for you guys, and you're gonna sacrifice yourself for others to live. What are we gonna do? Please drop your comment and tell me what you think. What do you think your plan is? Let's read, let's learn from one another. Let's see what we're gonna do about this whole vaccination bullshit. Of course, let me first leave the comments. Okay, like a brother, work with like mind, people, butter and trade. Now that's high frequency saying that we work with like mind. Okay, we should butter trade, vaccine this. Come on, General Mosquito is just just a very naughty man. Kevin says it's a time to be with family, cause ain't no day is promised. Some will sacrifice. Now, of course, high frequency says that some will sacrifice. Of course, now I feel like because that's what I was thinking about. You understand? Because this people will very much try to bring us push us to the walls, of course, because they know that now, okay, we are trying to avoid the vaccination. Now, what are we going to do? Because now they're trying to bring, pushing us to the walls because they're going to bring, means of trying to make us get vaccinated. Because, of course, you're not going to stay in your house and die of hunger when you've been stopped from going to the stores, you know. In high frequency also said that grow your own food. You understand? Which is okay. I don't know. Is your land is the land in America so fertile for growing food, like or has it been exploited? I don't know how fertile your lands are there, but that could be a little bit possible in Africa. Of course, but of course, sacrificing. You just say if you're there, you say if we are family of like 11 people. I think it's a high time Africans. If this whole thing goes very hard, I feel like AA people are there because now you should start living in big families. Stop this all small family, one, two people, just this white man kind of code of life. Okay, I feel like you should come together with your family. I know it's gonna be hard because people have different kind of characters, but I think at least you should find that person, the people you're vibing with. I live together in that house. Even though it's big, you can come together, start renting that house, start living in that house, no matter how when it's big enough for your own, you understand? And at least let somebody sacrifice. And let's know that so and so was vaccinated and it's gonna be going out there in the store, be shopping food for everybody in the house. You understand? Because this whole thing is coming. It's coming to a point where everyone who is not vaccinated will not have access to the stores, to the pump station, to almost all these services. You understand? But if we have people who are going to vaccinate, it may be very easy for us. Of course, you understand. So I feel like we should live in huge in numbers. Like people should come together, find that place where they're gonna live together, and then of course, everyone you're vibing with. Of course, Lando says that the vaccine is the sure means of extermination. The pandemic was designed 35 years ago, beginning with the AIDS virus, in order to exterminate the African of this planet. That's true. I agree with you 100%. Angela says, honestly, I don't have. Okay, now the problem is, let me tap it so I can read it from up here. Okay, she said that honestly, I do not have a plan. Oh dear, I fear they will make the vaccination mandatory to travel or to work. I don't have a backup plan. Now, this is Angela. Angela saying that she does not have a backup plan because she afraid they will make it mandatory. Of course, they're going to. I mean, they're going to do it. We all know they're going to do it. But what are we going to do? Because now we are talking about saying no to the vaccination. This is running up through with the black people disagreeing with the vaccination about what are we gonna do. What are black people gonna do about this vaccination? Of course, they're going to make it mandatory because they're not going to agree. I mean, us stepping back and saying that we are not gonna get vaccinated. Like I say right now in Africa, you talk about no vaccine, no to vaccination, you're going to get arrested. They're arresting people who are disagreeing with this. And it was like Angela says, she has no backup plan, and she's so worried. I mean, this is something that we black people should be talking about right now. Because yes, we agree the vaccination is there to destroy us. But what are we gonna do? Okay, we need the jobs. We need to go for work. We need to to keep our families. You know, we know this whole thing. But what are we gonna do? First of all, they have destroyed our economy. One, most African people I have when you look at when we look at their finance rate, it's very low. You understand? We are like living from hand to mouth. What we get is what we eat. What we receive is what we eat. So you understand? So how are we going to maneuver? How are we going to fight this? How are we going to go through this whole life? I feel like this, and I don't know if Kit is there watching me because I'm running out of time. Of course, it's 3 minutes past midnight here, but I don't know what you guys. But I feel like Black Welfare Network should be planning to talk about right now. Let's exploit all those. I feel like this is what Black Welfare Network should be planning to talk about right now. Let's exploit all those. I mean, those ways. Let's see how we're going to fight this when it comes. Because of course they're going to make it mandatory. We are saying say no to vaccination. Then what? Are we going to be killed? Should we allow to be shot or to be shut out of the world? What should we do as black people who are saying no to COVID-19 vaccine? Angela said that she's so worried. I read her comment out there. She says she has no backup plan. But according to me, I think we need some black people to come out there to sacrifice themselves. You understand? Because I know it's gonna be a hard thing, but this is what makes us. You understand? So I feel like we should plant our own food, like our brother said, higher said out there. But of course, not everyone affords a big land where to plant food. And of course, food is seasonal. Okay, so this whole thing, we need money. We should start saving right now. Y'all ladies, stop this whole thing and know that the world is not out there for all our expensive, luxurious kind of life. I mean, I'm talking to the queens out there. You understand? So, I mean, the world is here to destroy us. Now we should stop looking at all this luxury thing and budget for what is coming for us. Let's store food. If we're gonna have food and know if I'm gonna plant my own food, if I'm gonna have my small scale, farm at my place, at least I should have this kind of food in the house that is gonna keep me for some time. I don't know how we're gonna do it. But in Africa, we have very many ways of preserving. I don't know I don't believe if the situation is gonna come so deep with us, but I fear for my brothers in diaspora. I fear for my brothers and sisters in diaspora, of course. You understand? I suffer my fear for y'all. But in Africa, it's gonna be so a little bit hard for them to put that so quick. But it can be of a quick effect when it comes to diaspora, when it comes to America, UK, and these other places. You understand? So let's think about that. What are we going to do if we say no to the COVID-19 vaccination? What if they make it mandatory? What are we going to do? Of course, they will say, don't come to the store without a vaccination report. You're not coming for work without a vaccination report. You're not going to school. You're not going to this place. You're not going to join other people, communion. You're not going to travel. You're not going to move from one place to another because you do not have that report. So I feel like the COVID-19 vaccination report is going to be like an ID that shows you. You know what I'm saying? So but we should be thinking about this. What are we going to do as Black people? What backup do you have? And I'm very much sure Angela too wants to read this. I too want to read. What do you think? You know, what do you think? Okay, please drop your comment. Whoever is watching, tell us what do you think Black people should do? What should be our backup plan? Like we said, let's plant the food, but remember the food is seasonal. You understand? So are we gonna starve? Shall we wait for that season? Or are we going to have some Black people who are going to come out there and sacrifice themselves? So if you're saying that, well, I have like 10 people I do vibe with, they're on the same frequency with me and they're cool with me. They do understand what I do understand them. So let's do this. We're going to find this huge kind of house. We're going to live together. But one brother is going to come out and sacrifice to be vaccinated just for the sake of the rest of the brothers to survive. All right. Then I'm going to have a vaccination report. I'm going to be moving every day to the stores. I'll be shopping that food, bringing it to the house where my brothers are at. And of course, so that they can live on. I mean, this is why it's called protecting the Black legacy. It's not all about just talking. I don't know who has that heart out there who's going to say, I'm ready to be that. I'm ready to sacrifice myself for my Black people. I'm ready to sacrifice that for my family. These are things we should be talking about. Now we are all singing about saying no to vaccination, saying no to COVID-19 vaccine. Do not get vaccinated. It's a scam. They're trying to destroy our DNA. They are doing this. But well, we're gonna say no. We are growing to know. I am. Okay, and I know very many people out there are really agreeing to this. But if we say no, what if they make it mandatory and they're like, whoever is not gonna be vaccinated, you're not gonna go to the store. There's no way you're gonna get food. You're not gonna travel. There's no way you're gonna move from one place to another. You're not gonna for job. The first thing they want on your CV is that the vaccination thing. What are we gonna do as Black people? I'm waiting to read your comments. Please drop your comments. Let me see what you think. Let me see what you think. What backup plan do you have? High frequency was telling us people should farm. You should plant your food. Okay. But of course, I'm thinking of people sacrificing. Those are my own, that's my own view of things. That's what I think. But probably you have something, you have a better idea. Landa says there is only one reality solution to this idea. We must organize wherever you are on this globe. Oh, let me now put this so I can read it straight. Like I told my phone has a problem. There is only one realistic solution to this idea. We must organize wherever we are on this globe in small, collected groups with a focus on Black folk existence, which, okay, ultimately will group us. Of course, now this is like what I'm trying to say. This is like what I'm trying to say. Landa, thank you very much for that for sure. Of course, of course. But of course, like I say, we're gonna organize this. But how are we gonna survive? How are we gonna survive? Do we have those Black people who are ready to sacrifice for the rest of us to live? We have some Black folks out there who will say that if I've organized this group, if it's going to be a group of 20, if it's going to be a group of 15, if it's going to be a group of 13, if it's going to be a group of this, I'm going to sacrifice myself. I'm going to get vaccinated so that I can have a report, so that I'll be going out there shopping for my people. Do we have some Black people out there who are ready to do this for the Black people? This is what is called protecting the Black legacy. Because now we know they are up against us and we really want to exist it. But what are we going to do? People who are up for the Black existence, Of course, now Lando is giving us a great solution. Like we should come up with groups of people who are focusing on black existence, who are ready to protect the black legacy, who really want us to live and they don't want our race to be wiped out. Of course, it will not be wiped out, but we shall be tortured. And this is a step to that. Of course, they know that we consciously know that this is not right, but they have their plan B. But what is our plan B? Think. I'm still waiting to see your comments, dropping down your comments. And of course, it is 11 minutes past midnight here in Uganda. We are talking about solutions. We've said no to the COVID-19 vaccination, of course, and I do agree with you 100%. What is our backup plan? What if they make this mandatory and you're supposed to get vaccinated? And if you do not, you're not going to the store, you're not going to move, you're not coming out of your house, you're not going to meet other people, you're not going at your place of work. What are we going to do? There's a question. Of course, now another question comes to I surrender. These kind of names are very lovely. I was to read. What did your grandparents do during the long years? When black parents are allowed to move around without a pass. Now this is Joel and is still posing this question. Now, like I told you before, in Africa, I don't know much about you guys in diaspora. Of course, probably each household has its own, but in Africa, we have ways of conserving food which the climate and the weather in diaspora may not allow you to do that, you understand, but well, in Africa we have a billion ways of conserving food even without electricity. Like we can smoke beef, we can do a lot of you know we can conserve food for a very long time, honestly. And you eat it and you'll still be nutritious, just as fresh as the one from the garden. So probably this is what people should embark on. You should look at various ways of food conserving. You buy food, you say like now you're going to conserve beef. Of course, don't look at only the refrigerators. I look at ways, African traditional ways of conserving food. It could be of a greater advantage to you. You understand? Conserve your food. Buy your beef, conserve it, smoke it hard, dry out all the blood from it. Get the veggies. They do conserve veggies. You put them out in the sun to dry. They'll be like herbs. I know you guys. I don't know if you know about that. You can get the veggies, I mean the green, to put them out in the sun. They dry. They will be like herbs, but they can still taste like that, and you can still eat them when you conserve them. Because time is gonna come. I know this will come to pass. This will come to pass. But with time, for the time being, what are we gonna do? You understand? You can still get like these other corns to still make flour from it. You get like gina to make a paste from it. You get these whole things. You make a highlight thing. I feel like we should not look at refrigerators as an excuse of saying that I'm going to keep my food frozen and blah blah. We may not even be advantages to that level, you see. Like I say, they know some people will come out and say they're not gonna be vaccinated, so they also have a plan. They also have plan B for it. Okay, since plan one is through saying no to vaccination, how about plan B? Please do drop your comment. Let's read, let's share, let's get to know what you think about how you're gonna fight this after they make it mandatory. We are waiting to read your comments, please. And also remember that this is Blackout Fire Network. And of course, we are breaking the matrix with me, Africa Mpenzi Moria. Here in Kampala, Uganda, it is 15 minutes past midnight. And of course, it has been an hour and a half. We've been live. For you who are just coming in, we are talking about COVID-19 vaccination. And of course, Uganda has agreed to vaccinate 9 million people. That's almost 60% of Uganda's population, and they're going to vaccinate military personnel, doctors, I mean medical personnel, and of course elderly people, and then a lot of government workers and um, police officers, and then the government says that the vaccination is not going to be by force, it's not going to be forced on people, since it cannot afford to vaccinate every Ugandan citizen. They are going to give those who do not want to agree with it a chance. But again, we thought, we know that these people cannot let us be just like that. They must be having a plan B. When they say, okay, since you don't want to agree to the vaccination, it's okay, but you're not going to come to the store. You're not going to move from where you are to another place. You're not going to come to, to such and such a place. So, of course, we know that's going to be their plan B, definitely. But the plan one of Africa black people is through of saying no to the COVID-19 vaccination. But again, what is your plan B? What if they make it mandatory? And of course, what if they say there is no movement without vaccination report? Please drop your comments and let's read and see what you think about this very idea, what you think about this very situation. And of course, our brothers have been giving us examples. Now, Jawel says that what did our ancestors do long time ago? We saw our brother Frequency saying that okay, let me go and read his comment direct. So that he was saying that many Europeans fighting through, we should too. Okay, no. I want to read one of your comments. The one of Frequency's comment for our new brothers who are just joined, sisters who are just joining. Frequency was saying that we should grow our own food, and of course, he agreed with me that some will sacrifice, and then we should grow indoor using flower pots. That is what High Frequency was trying to say. And of course, Lando says the vaccine is the sure means of extermination. The pandemic was designed 35 years ago, beginning with the AIDS virus, in order to exterminate the Africans out of this planet. Of course, then Angela Davis, she's a lady, and by the way, fam, you welcome Angela. She's a new fam member. She just joined our family, and of course, she said that she is very afraid. She does not have a backup plan. She's so very much scared that this vaccination may to be made mandatory. Mandatory. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's mandatory or not. But again, and of course, Kevin says that Africa is too great to be destroyed. I always tell them that my ancestors live it. They will not allow us to be destroyed to this level. And even my church friends catching on about this vaccine. Of course, now this is General Mosquito. Now we've seen solutions coming out. People trying to tell us, of course, High Frequency gave us a lot. It says they want to do it, sis. You manifest your reality. You manifest your reality. I say. Now, Kevin says that they just can't slow Africa down, okay? And okay, words are powerful, create rituals against it. Now, High Frequency is like saying we should rather pray against it. Of course, I say, my brother, I agree with you 100%. Highlighter bearer is believing with the frequency. So I feel like they're trying to say that it's all about we should cast it out of our Africa, and of course the black communities. We should cast this out of our community. And Kevin says he loves the conversation where we read Lando says there is only one real solution. And of course, I'll read some new comments. Alando says that a friend of mine has been vaccinated. What? So sorry, that's Light Bearer is the one saying that one of his friends has been vaccinated. Lando says that survival will come with collective group planning with the purpose of counter counteracting everything our enemy does against the black nation. That should be a private conversation, not specific. Okay, Lando says now we should not discuss about our plans here. And of course, that's another great, but I mean, how are we going to be talking? Because I would really love to know, but now how? Of course, these guys are really the FBI, the whatever shit. Okay, Light says that she regretted. I don't give them any power over me. Now that's like Vera trying to reply, of course, to the comments up there. My phone battery is running down. This conversation has been so very sweet and deep. I liked it, but of course, it is midnight here. I'm remaining with 30 minutes to at the top of 1 a.m. in the morning, and it is me, Africa Maria Mpenzi, here on Black Hot Fire Network. Those who have just joined us, we've been talking about COVID-19, vaccination in Africa, and of course, Nigeria registering a new form of COVID-19. And of course, they've tried to close their airports, claiming that this has been brought in Nigeria from United Kingdom. And then we saw China coming out in Kenya, trying to say it's going to aid Kenya with the COVID-19 vaccine. And of course, Uganda saying that it's going to vaccinate 60% of its people, but it's not going to enforce the vaccination on the people of Uganda. Now, dear viewers who watch and the lovers of the Black family, here on Black Hot Fire Network, where you find uncut, unfiltered, undiluted, unapologetic information. We are never sorry of what we say about whoever we talk about, and of course, you get unfiltered information right up here. Now, I was saying, since we are all agreeing to say no to COVID-19 vaccination, what is our plan B if at all this vaccination is made mandatory? And of course, what if we are prohibited from accessing a whole lot of social services just because we do not have a vaccination report? But yet, that will be for another day tomorrow. We are going to have this very session, my brothers. I hope you'll find a way of discussing this very thing, because we are coming back with this very topic. What is our plan B? Yes, my brother said that this place is not the favorable place of us discussing of what we do really plan. But I feel like social media, starting with this all electronic communication, are being, of course, say, by them crackers watching us every move and step. But before that, I would love to read a comment before I say bye bye. I don't give them any power, and of course, I surrender. Oh, come on, Joel. This whole name of yours, I'll just read Joel say, and content gardening, growing food, and small gardening. Buy books on gardening in small. Okay, now, they are trying to say that we should plant our own food indoors in flower pots, and we should have small gardens, because time is going to come when we shall be stopped from going out to stores. Now we should have access to our own foods. I don't know how your climate is there. I don't know if it will favor you to grow the kind of food that we want to grow. But of course, a brother up there in the comment that was Light Bearer also gave us the solution of force frequency, said that we should also plant as well in small scale, and also agreed that we should at least sacrifice. Like I said, we should come together with the families, at least live in a place together with those people who are on the same frequency with us, who have the same vibrations with us. At least I know that one person out of these 10 people living in this very house is going to sacrifice to be vaccinated, just for them to go and hunt food for us. And of course, let's try find means of preserving food. um we preserve food, like vegetables. We can sun dry the vegetables, we sun dry them and keep them like herbs, and later we can eat them. Or we can roast the beef and sun dry it and smoke it hard for us to conserve it. Now, it is, of course, 1 a.m. in the morning here in Uganda, guys. It is me, Africa Maria Mpenzi, and I'm going to sign out. But I want you to know that I love you so much, and thank you very much for coming on Black Ophir Network. Thank you very much for loving us. And Keith, I'm so sure it's going to come ahead of time, and I know it's quite a little bit late. I've missed. I had lots of my queens out there today who have not joined us, and I miss a lot of you guys who have not been here with me. Just know I love you so much, please, and I hope to see you tomorrow. We are going to discuss at this very topic. What should we do? I know. What do you think we shall do? Can we have some people who are ready to sacrifice to protect the Black legacy? Amen. I love you so much. Thank you very much for watching. This is Black Hot Fire Network. Have a great, is it evening, whatever the time is there, have a great time it is. Of course, it is night morning here in Uganda, and I'm retiring to bed. Bye bye. I love you. This is Black Hot Fire Network. Bye.